The stars twinkled silently in the vast emptiness of space as the United Earth Alliance vessel Resolute glided through the darkness. Captain James Walker stood on the bridge, his eyes fixed on the main view screen. The outer colonies needed regular patrols, especially with recent reports of missing supply ships. Walker ran his hand through his graying hair, a habit from his 20 years of service. "Captain, sensors are picking up something unusual," said Officer Tom Miller, his fingers dancing across the control panel. "Multiple objects approaching from Sector 7. Walker straightened his uniform. "Put it on screen." The view screen shifted to show several sleek, metallic vessels moving in perfect formation. Their hulls gleamed with a blue-green glow that no human ship produced. The bridge fell silent. "First contact," whispered Walker. The moment every space captain both dreamed of and dreaded. "Sir, they're not responding to standard greeting protocols," reported Communications Officer Ben Hayes. His young face looked pale in the blue light of his console. Walker nodded. "Broadcast in all known frequencies. Make it clear we come in peace." "Message sent, sir." For 3 long minutes, the bridge crew waited. The alien ships continued their approach, now clearly on an intercept course. "Captain, they're powering up weapons." Miller's voice cracked slightly. Walker's mind raced. This wasn't how first contact was supposed to go. "Raise shields. Continue broadcasting peace messages." The first blast hit before Hayes could acknowledge the order. The Resolute shook violently, throwing crew members against consoles. "Direct hit on our port side. Shield capacity at 70%, shouted Miller over the blaring alarms. Walker gripped his captain's chair as another blast rocked the ship. "Return fire. Targeting systems only." He wouldn't destroy an alien vessel if he could help it. Perhaps this was still some kind of misunderstanding. The Resolute fired warning shots, deliberately missing the lead alien vessel. In response, all enemy ships opened fire at once. "This is no mistake," Walker said grimly as the ship shuddered under the assault. They came looking for a fight. The alien vessels, belonging to what they would later learn was the Krell Dominion, moved with incredible precision, surrounding the human warship with practiced efficiency. "Engine room reports FTL drive charging, Captain. We need 3 minutes." The voice of Chief Engineer Olivia Torres came through the comm system, barely audible over the sound of damage control teams shouting in the background. "We might not have 3 minutes," Walker muttered, watching as the alien ships tightened their formation. Evasive maneuvers. Full power to forward shields. The Resolute lurched sideways, narrowly avoiding a concentrated beam that would have cut through their weakened port shields. The human gunners returned fire, actually hitting one of the alien vessels this time. The enemy ship's shields flared brilliantly but held. "Their technology is more advanced than ours," Walker observed as damage reports flooded his console. 3 decks had lost pressure. Medical was reporting casualties. "FTL drive at 80%, Captain," Torres reported. Another hit rocked the ship, sending sparks flying from an overhead conduit. "We can't take much more of this," said Miller, his console now showing red warning lights across all systems. Walker made a decision. "Divert all power from weapons to shields and engines. As soon as the FTL drive is ready, get us out of here." The next minute felt like an eternity as the Resolute absorbed hit after hit, its shields failing section by section. "FTL ready," Torres finally announced. "Jump. Now," ordered Walker. The stars outside stretched into lines as the Resolute tore a hole in space-time, leaving the alien attackers behind. On the bridge, Walker surveyed the damage reports with a grim expression. "This wasn't a misunderstanding," he said quietly to his executive officer. "This was a calculated first strike." As the Resolute limped through faster-than-light travel toward the nearest human outpost, Walker knew humanity had just been thrust into something they hadn't prepared for. War with an alien species that had decided humans needed to be eliminated before they became too much of a threat. 3 months had passed since the Resolute's first encounter with the alien threat. The attack wasn't an isolated incident. Within weeks, the Krell Dominion had launched attacks against 3 human outer colonies. Thousands were dead, and Earth was now on a war footing. Captain Walker stood in the command center of the newly repaired Resolute. The ship looked the same from the outside, but inside it had been transformed. Earth's best engineers had worked day and night to install experimental systems that even most of the crew didn't know about. "Status report," Walker said, his voice steady despite the tension in the air. "All systems green, Captain," replied Lieutenant Reed. "The new upgrades are online but untested in actual combat." Walker nodded. The Resolute was now humanity's secret weapon, a test bed for technologies developed in hidden labs over the past decade. Technologies the Krell knew nothing about. "Sir, incoming transmission from Admiral Jones," called out Officer Hayes. The Admiral's face appeared on screen, lines of worry etched deeply around his eyes. "Captain, we have reports of a Krell battle group entering the Arcturus system. They've already destroyed our monitoring stations. You're the closest ship we have." "We're on our way," Walker replied. "How many ships are we looking at?" "At least 6 warships, possibly more. They're hunting for something." The Admiral paused. "This could be the chance to test the new systems, but remember your orders. If things go south, you get out of there. The Resolute is too valuable to lose." Once the transmission ended, Walker turned to his crew. "Set course for Arcturus. Maximum speed." The journey took less than a day with the improved engines. As they dropped out of FTL on the edge of the system, the sensors immediately detected the Krell ships. 6 warships, just as intelligence reported, said Miller. "They're in a search pattern around the 4th planet. They haven't spotted us yet." Walker noted. "Let's keep it that way. Engage stealth systems." The Resolute slid silently through space, its new hull coating absorbing sensor suites rather than reflecting them. They watched as the Krell methodically scanned the system. "What are they looking for?" wondered Torres, who had been promoted to chief engineer after her quick thinking saved the ship during their first encounter. Before anyone could answer, one of the Krell ships changed course, heading directly toward them. "They've spotted us," Miller announced, his hands hovering over the weapons controls. Walker stayed calm. "Hold positions. Let's see what they do." More Krell ships turned to follow the first one. Soon, all 6 alien vessels were moving to surround the Resolute. "They think they have us trapped," Walker said with a hint of a smile. "They think this is the same ship they faced before." A communication request flashed on the main screen. Walker nodded to Hayes, who opened the channel. The alien that appeared was tall with gray-blue skin and 4 eyes arranged in a diamond pattern. When it spoke, the translator converted its clicks and whistles into English. "Human vessel, this is Admiral Vex of the Krell Dominion. Your presence in this system is a violation of Krell space. Surrender your ship immediately or be destroyed." Walker stood tall. "This is Captain James Walker of the Earth Alliance vessel Resolute. We do not recognize your claim to this system. We will not surrender." Admiral Vex made a sound that the translator couldn't interpret, something like laughter. "1 ship against 6. Your species' stubbornness will be your downfall. We have studied your vessel since our last encounter. Your weapons and shields are no match for our fleet. Perhaps you should study harder," Walker replied calmly. As the Krell ships closed in, Walker gave the order they'd been waiting for. "Activate HFY." A soft blue light pulsed through the bridge as the ship's advanced AI system came online, a system the Krell scanners couldn't detect. The true capabilities of the Resolute were about to be revealed, and the Krell were about to learn that they had gravely underestimated humanity's most advanced warship. The Krell warships tightened their circle around the Resolute, their weapons charged and ready. On the bridge, Captain Walker watched the enemy formation with calculated calm. This was the moment they had prepared for. "All ships in position, Captain," reported Miller. "They're charging weapons." Walker nodded. "Let them make the first move." Admiral Vex's face appeared on screen again. "Your time has expired, human. Prepare to be boarded if there's anything left to board." The transmission cut off abruptly. "Athena, tactical assessment," Walker said to the ship's eye. A calm female voice responded throughout the bridge. "Krell vessels have standard energy shielding calibrated for energy weapons. Their tactical formation suggests they expect us to attempt escape using conventional engines." Lieutenant Reed smiled at his weapons console. "They have no idea what's coming." The first Krell shots streaked across space, brilliant beams of energy that would have crippled any normal human vessel. But the Resolute was far from normal. "Defensive systems engaged," announced HFY as the shots hit. Instead of exploding against shields, the energy weapons seemed to sink into the hull, their power dissipating across the ship's newly installed absorption grid. "Energy capture at 60% efficiency," reported Torres from engineering. "We can redirect that power to our own systems." Walker leaned forward in his chair. "Time to show them what we can do. Mr. Reed, deploy kinetic railguns." "Railguns hot, Captain." Hidden compartments along the Resolute's hull slid open, revealing weapons unlike anything the Krell had encountered. Massive electromagnetic accelerators designed to fire solid projectiles at incredible speeds. "Target their lead vessel. Fire." The ship shuddered as the railguns launched their payload. The projectiles, traveling at a fraction of light speed, struck the Krell ship before their sensors could even register the attack. Their shields, designed to disperse energy weapons, offered almost no resistance to the physical impact. The Krell vessel's hull crumpled inward at the point of impact. "Direct hit," Reed shouted. Their shields barely slowed it down. The Krell response was immediate and furious. All 5 remaining ships opened fire, battering the Resolute from all directions. "Hull integrity at 80%, HFY reported. Energy capture systems overloading." Walker gripped his chair as the ship rocked under the barrage. "Ms. Torres, is the blink drive ready?" "Yes, Captain, but we've never tested it in combat." "No time like the present. Prepare for micro-jump to coordinates Alpha 3. The Krell continued their assault, confident they had the human ship trapped. What happened next would become legendary in both human and Krell military history. The Resolute simply vanished and reappeared instantly behind the Krell formation. "Blink successful," Torres reported, her voice filled with excitement and disbelief. "Drive cooling for next jump." The Krell ships scrambled to reorient themselves, but Walker wasn't giving them time to recover. "Fire all weapons." The railguns fired again, joined by conventional energy weapons powered by the absorbed Krell attacks. 2 more enemy ships took critical damage, one spinning out of control with a gaping hole in its command section. "Krell ships regrouping," HFY announced. "They are attempting to establish a new firing solution." Walker watched as the remaining ships tried to adjust to a threat they couldn't understand. "Prepare for another blink jump." The Resolute disappeared again, materializing at a different angle. More railgun shots tore through another Krell vessel. From his command ship, Admiral Vex watched in horror as the impossible unfolded before him. The human ship was teleporting around the battlefield, appearing and disappearing at will, striking with weapons his shields couldn't stop. "This cannot be," he hissed to his second-in-command. Their technology was inferior. On the Resolute Walker knew they couldn't keep this up forever. The blink drive was overheating, and the hull had taken damage despite their advanced defenses. "Athena, plot an escape vector. We've made our point." As the Resolute prepared to leave the battlefield, it fired one final barrage, destroying the 3rd Krell ship completely. Then, with a flash of light, the human warship jumped to FTL, leaving Admiral Vex with half his fleet destroyed or crippled. The message was clear. Humanity was not the easy prey the Krell had assumed them to be. The lights in the interrogation room at Earth Command were dim, casting long shadows across the walls. Intelligence Officer Daniel Foster sat across from the captured Krell officer. The alien's 4 eyes blinked nervously in the unfamiliar environment, its 6 limbs restrained to the chair. "Let's try again," Foster said calmly, tapping a datapad on the table between them. "Why did your people attack us without warning?" The Krell officer made a clicking sound that the translator interpreted as something between a laugh and a sigh. "You bipeds were expanding too quickly. The High Command saw the threat you would become." Foster leaned back in his chair. "We were peaceful. We had no hostile intentions toward your people." "Peace is irrelevant," replied the Krell. "Your kind adapts too quickly. Your biology is wrong. You think as individuals, not as a proper collective. It makes you unpredictable." Foster found this interesting. The Krell, with their partially connected hive mind, couldn't understand human unpredictability. "Is that why you thought one of your battle groups could easily destroy our warship?" The Krell's upper eyes narrowed. "Your ship should not have survived. It used technology we didn't detect. It moved in ways that violated known physics. The Resolute Asterisk is just the beginning," Foster said, watching the alien's reaction carefully. It was a bluff. The Resolute Asterisk was their only prototype, but the Krell didn't need to know that. Meanwhile, light years away, Admiral Vex stood before the Krell High Command, projected as a hologram in their great chamber. The 7 members of the command stared down at him with cold anger. "You lost 3 ships to a single human vessel." The High Commander's voice resonated through the chamber. "Impossible. I witnessed it myself," Vex replied, his posture rigid with shame. "The human ship had technologies we didn't anticipate. It absorbed our energy weapons and used kinetic projectiles that bypassed our shields. Most concerning, it could make short-range teleportation jumps during battle." The chamber filled with angry clicks and whistles as the council members communicated rapidly through their hive connection. Vex waited, knowing his career, possibly his life, hung in the balance. The High Commander finally spoke. "The humans must have gotten lucky. One ship with experimental technology does not make them a threat. We will not allow a lesser species to challenge the Dominion." "What are your orders?" Vex asked, relief flooding through him that he would have a chance to redeem himself. "You will take our newest battle fleet, 12 of our most advanced warships. Find this human vessel and destroy it completely. Make an example of them." Back on Earth, the Resolute Asterisk docked at a secret orbital facility hidden on the far side of the moon. Captain Walker walked through his damaged ship, inspecting the repairs already underway. Chief Engineer Torres met him in the engine room, her face smudged with grease. "The blink drive took more strain than we expected, Captain. We're reinforcing the containment field, but it'll take time." Walker nodded. "How long until we're operational?" 3 days for basic functions, a week for full combat readiness." Before Walker could respond, his communicator beeped. "Captain, this is command. Report to Briefing Room 7 immediately." An hour later, Walker sat with Admiral Jones and a team of tactical officers, reviewing intelligence reports. "They're sending 12 ships after you," Jones said, pointing to sensor data from their deep space probes. "Their most advanced fleet, commanded by the same admiral you encountered before." Walker studied the information. "They're out for revenge." "No," Jones corrected him. "They're out to prove something, to themselves and to us. They still believe they're superior. Your success was a fluke in their minds." "What are my orders, sir?" Jones smiled slightly. "Rather than running from them, we want you to engage them. On your terms." Walker raised an eyebrow. "Sir, even with our advanced systems, 12 ships. I didn't say fight them head-on, Captain. I said engage them. We're turning the hunter into the hunted." As the briefing continued, Walker realized they weren't just fighting to survive anymore. They were fighting to send a message, one that would change the galaxy's power balance forever. The Resolute floated in the hidden repair dock, its hull patched and reinforced. Inside, the crew worked around the clock to prepare for their next mission. Captain Walker walked through the corridors, stopping to check on his people and boost morale. The weight of their new orders hung heavy on his shoulders. In the tactical room, Officer Lisa Brown hunched over a holographic display showing star charts and Krell fleet movements. She looked up as Walker entered. "Captain, I think I've found something," she said, her eyes bright with excitement. Walker moved closer to the display. "What am I looking at?" "The Krell battle formations." Brown manipulated the hologram, showing recordings from their previous encounters. "They're perfect, too perfect. Each ship moves in exact patterns, maintaining precise distances. It's like they're all controlled by one mind." "In a way, they are," Walker replied. "Intelligence says their officers share a partial hive-mind connection." Brown nodded eagerly. "Exactly. And that's their weakness. They think collectively, act collectively, and expect their enemies to behave logically." She pulled up historical Earth battle records. "I've been studying old Earth military tactics, things no alien would understand. Guerrilla warfare, feints, psychological warfare." Walker watched as she demonstrated her ideas, a small smile forming on his face. "The Krell expect us to fight like them, with predictable patterns they can calculate and counter. But we won't," Brown finished. "We'll fight like humans." Later that day, Walker gathered his senior officers. The Resolute was almost ready, its systems improved based on the lessons from their last battle. "The Krell are hunting us with 12 warships," Walker explained. "Command wants us to turn the tables, make them the prey." Torres shook her head. "Even with our upgrades, we can't take on 12 ships." "We won't have to," Walker replied. "We're going to choose the battlefield." He activated a holographic display showing a dense asteroid field near the edge of human space. "This is the Broken Shield region. We'll lead them here." Reed whistled. "Those asteroids are unstable. Some contain pockets of reactive gases. It's dangerous even for us." "Exactly," Walker said. "The Krell rely on precise formations and calculated movements. In there, they'll be forced to improvise, something they're not good at." For the next 2 days, the Resolute prepared for its most dangerous mission yet. Engineers installed special equipment to manipulate the asteroids. Tactical officers studied the field, marking potential hiding spots and ambush points. When they were finally ready, the Resolute left dock and headed toward the last known position of the Krell fleet. They didn't have to search long. "Krell ships detected," announced Miller. "All 12, approaching from Sector 9. Walker nodded. "Good. They found us faster than expected. Let them get a good look, then set course for Broken Shield. Full speed." The Resolute fired its engines, racing away from the pursuing Krell fleet. Admiral Vex, watching from his command ship, ordered immediate pursuit. "They're running scared," he told his officers. "They know they can't face our full might." The Krell ships followed, gaining slowly but steadily. Their superior engines would eventually overtake the human vessel, exactly as Walker had planned. "They're taking the bait," Reed observed as they approached the asteroid field. Walker watched the tactical display showing the distance between them shrinking. "Prepare to release radiation markers. I want them to follow our exact path." As the Resolute neared the asteroid field, it began dropping small beacons that released distinctive radiation trails, breadcrumbs for the Krell to follow. "Entering the Broken Shield in 3 minutes," Miller announced. The massive asteroids loomed ahead, some as large as small moons, others spinning dangerously, colliding and breaking apart. Torres looked up from her engineering station. "Blink drive is ready, Captain. We can make 5 jumps before it needs to cool down." Walker nodded, his eyes fixed on the approaching field. Good. We'll need every advantage. Behind them, Admiral Vex watched with satisfaction as his prey flooded into the asteroid field. He believed the humans were desperate, making a final foolish attempt to escape. He had no idea he was leading his fleet into a carefully planned trap. Follow them in, Vex ordered. No matter where they hide, they cannot escape 12 warships. The first asteroids loomed huge in the view screen as the Resolute entered the broken shield region. Massive rocks tumbled and spun in the darkness, some colliding with tremendous force, sending fragments flying in all directions. Shields at maximum, Walker ordered. Athena, plot us a course through the densest part of the field. Course plotted, Captain, the AI responded. I must note that this route has a 37% chance of ship damage due to asteroid collisions. Walker smiled grimly. That's what I'm counting on. If it's dangerous for us, it's deadly for them. Behind them, Admiral Vex's fleet entered the asteroid field in perfect formation. 12 ships arranged in a three-dimensional attack pattern, all following the radiation trail left by the Resolute. They're maintaining formation, Miller observed, watching the sensor readings, just like Officer Brown predicted. Walker nodded. Wait until they're fully committed to the field, then spring the trap. The Resolute weaved through the asteroids with precision, occasionally using its thrusters to nudge smaller rocks into new trajectories. The Krell ships followed, adjusting their course to match. They're all in the field now, Captain, Reed announced from the weapons station. The last ship just passed the outer boundary. Walker leaned forward. Excellent. Miss Torres, activate the gravity pulse generators. Generators online, Captain. Torres replied from engineering. Ready on your mark. Walker watched the tactical display, waiting for the perfect moment. The Krell ships were now spread throughout the field, still following their prey, unaware of what was coming. Now, Walker ordered. Torres activated the system. Hidden throughout the asteroid field, small devices planted earlier by stealth drones came to life. They emitted powerful gravity pulses, disrupting the careful balance of the asteroid field. The effect was immediate and catastrophic for the Krell. Asteroids that had been slowly drifting suddenly accelerated, crashing into other rocks and creating chain reactions of collisions. The carefully calculated formation of the Krell fleet fell apart as ships were forced to make emergency maneuvers. 2 Krell ships hit by asteroids, Reed reported, unable to keep the excitement from his voice. Significant damage to their propulsion systems. On his command ship, Admiral Vex watched in growing horror as the asteroid field seemed to come alive around them. This is not natural, he hissed. The humans are controlling the asteroid somehow. His second-in-command turned all 4 eyes toward him. Your orders, Admiral. Adapt shield configurations. Destroy any asteroids in our path. The Krell ships began firing energy weapons at approaching asteroids, vaporizing smaller ones, but merely breaking larger ones into multiple dangerous projectiles. Their perfect formation was now in disarray as each ship fought for its own survival. Walker watched with satisfaction. Now for Phase 2. Reed, target the largest Krell ship with railguns. The Resolute blinked into position behind a massive asteroid, using it as cover while the railguns charge. When they fired, the asteroid hid the energy signature of the weapons. The projectile struck the Krell vessel before its sensors detected the attack. Its shields, now reconfigured to deflect asteroids, offered little protection against the kinetic weapons. Direct hit, Reed announced. 1 enemy ship disabled. Walker nodded. Blink to the next position. Target another ship. For the next 20 minutes, the Resolute played a deadly game of hide-and-seek among the asteroids. Blink in, fire, blink out. The Krell ships tried to adapt, but each time they adjusted their tactics, the humans changed theirs. 4 ships disabled, Captain, Miller reported. The others are regrouping, trying to form a defensive circle. Walker smiled. Perfect. Time for Project Thunderclap. Torres looked up from her console. Captain, we've never tested it in actual combat. The effects could be unpredictable. That's exactly what we want, Walker replied. Unpredictability is our advantage. Deploy Thunderclap. The Resolute blinked to a position at the center of the asteroid field. From its hull extended an array of specialized transmitters. When they activated, they sent out a precisely calibrated electromagnetic pulse designed to do one thing: temporarily disrupt the Krell hive mind connection. The effect was instantaneous. Across the Krell fleet, officers suddenly found themselves cut off from the collective consciousness they relied on for coordination and decision-making. For the first time in their lives, they had to think entirely as individuals. Chaos ensued. Smoke filled the bridge of Admiral Vex's command ship. Warning alarms blared as crew members scrambled to regain control of their systems. The electromagnetic pulse from the human ship had done more than just cut off their hive mind connection. It had thrown their entire fleet into disarray. Vex gripped his command chair, his 4 eyes struggling to make sense of the tactical displays. For the first time in his military career, he felt truly alone in his mind. The comforting presence of the collective consciousness was gone, replaced by a terrifying silence. "Status report," he demanded. His second-in-command looked confused, struggling to think independently. 9 ships, disabled or destroyed. The others are badly damaged. We cannot coordinate our attacks. Another officer called out, "Admiral, the human ship is approaching." On the view screen, Vex watched as the Resolute emerged from behind an asteroid, moving with purpose toward his command vessel. His ship was one of the few still capable of fighting, but even its shields were weakened from multiple asteroid impacts. "Target that ship. All remaining weapons," Vex ordered. But before they could fire, the Resolute disappeared in a flash of light, only to reappear directly above them. On the bridge of the Resolute Captain Walker stood calmly as his ship took position. "Status of the Krell fleet. 9 ships effectively out of the fight," replied Miller. 3 remaining, including the command vessel. Their formation is completely broken, and they appear to be operating independently. Walker nodded. "Thunderclap worked better than we hoped. Their hive mind is disrupted." He turned to Reed. "Target the command ship's weapon systems only. Disable, don't destroy." Reed looked surprised. "Sir, you heard me, Lieutenant. It's time to end this." The Resolute fired its railguns with surgical precision, striking the Krell command ship's main weapon arrays. The shots crippled the alien vessel's offensive capabilities without causing catastrophic damage. "The Krell ship is disabled, Captain," Reed reported. "They're defenseless." Walker nodded. "Open a channel." When Admiral Vex's face appeared on screen, the Krell commander looked shaken. His normal composure was gone, replaced by an expression of confusion and fear. "This is Captain Walker of the Resolute. Your fleet is defeated. Surrender your remaining vessels." Vex stared at the human captain for a long moment. "How?" he finally asked. "How did you do this? We had superior numbers, superior technology." Walker smiled slightly. "No, Admiral. You had more ships and different technology. But technology isn't everything. You expected us to fight like you, with rigid formations and predictable patterns. But humans don't fight that way. We adapt. We improvise. We use the environment to our advantage." Vex's upper eyes narrowed. "No species has ever forced the Krell fleet to surrender. There's a first time for everything," Walker replied. "Make your choice, Admiral. Surrender, or we'll be forced to destroy what's left of your fleet." The bridge of the Resolute fell silent as they waited for the Krell's response. Finally, Vex lowered his head in a gesture of defeat. "We surrender." The journey back to Earth became a victory parade. The Resolute led the 3 remaining Krell ships, now under human guard. It was an unprecedented sight. Krell warships surrendering to anyone, let alone a supposedly inferior species. In the conference room at Earth Command, Captain Walker met with Admiral Jones and the highest-ranking officials of the Earth Alliance. The Krell have requested formal negotiations, Jones explained. They're sending diplomats instead of warships. Walker nodded. The Battle of Broken Shields taught them a valuable lesson. Indeed, Jones smiled. Their entire military strategy relied on overwhelming force and technological superiority. They never developed the adaptability that comes from thinking as individuals. Walker looked out the viewport at the stars. They thought they knew what humans were capable of. They were wrong. This changes everything, Jones said. Other species will hear about this. The galaxy will know that humanity isn't just another race to be conquered or ignored. As the meeting concluded, Walker thought about his ship and crew. The Resolute had lived up to its name. One ship had stood against an alien fleet and emerged victorious not through brute force, but through human ingenuity, courage, and adaptability. The Krell had thought they could handle a human warship. They had been very, very wrong.